I knew you said you drew the line, but let's go. Come on, guys. Welcome to Panaloids. Tonight, we're joined by our record-appearing guest, a mastermind of sci-fi comics, best known for Eclipse, Port of Earth, The Lost City Explorers, Join the Future, Breakout, Metal Society, Mindset, Forever Forward, Beyond Real, Dark Empty Void, The Midnight Shadows, and Kill All Immortals. That's right. Zack Kaplan is back with two new books from Dark Horse, Kill All Immortals II, Final Order, cutoff August 25th, in shops October 1st, and Masterminds in shops August 27th. Zack, did you miss us as much as we missed you?
Yeah. Well, good to be back. You got every single one of my books. Very nice. Very nice.
Good job, Peter.
Every single one.
Water. Yeah.
There's definitely more to come. There's definitely more to come. That's for sure. So yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah, good to be back. I'm not. You say record breaking. I'm not. I don't hold the record for you guys, do I?
Yeah, you're the most returning.
But with this appearance, not prior.
Yeah. No, yeah, this topped it.
Who am I competing against?
Yeah,
pray tell.
John Pearson has been on 3 times.
He's a loser.
You just
a loser.
hit number 5.
We got Kenny Porter probably right behind that. I think.
Ooh,
I think he's at Kenny 3.
Porter. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and it's funny because the last one we did was about a year and 3 weeks ago. Almost was. Wow. Yeah, so we're keeping the tradition.
Listen, you let me know if someone's coming, close behind me. I don't know. Got to keep the lead.
I'll let you know.
I'm a competitive guy, so
come on and do sci-fi trivia or some PowerPoint. I haven't made PowerPoints in a while. Have you back for that?
Do a little trivia. We should keep the record. We should put Zack against Franklin. Let's see who knows more. I don't even think Jeremiah's the one anymore. Jeremiah, he's gone.
Jeremiah's out.
We have a new encyclopedia, Franklin Jonas. Anyways, before we dive into part 2, could you give our viewers a quick refresher on Kill All Immortals?
Yes. We described Kill All Immortals as secession with immortal Vikings fighting John Wick style. But it is basically about a family of Vikings that discover a mysterious source of immortality. And 1,000 years later, in our present day world, they are a very mysterious billionaire empire. They remain in the shadows, and they seize power by absolutely any means necessary. They're still as barbaric as they come. And the story follows the only daughter of this family. Her name's Frey Asvald, and she kind of has hopes of not being a part of her family, and circumstances in the beginning of her story finally push her against them, and she has to kind of attempt to get her freedom from her barbaric family, and to do so, she's got to uncover the secrets of how they are immortal, and it's just a violent, bloody, kick-ass, awesome story, and I think a pretty fun, heartfelt, complex character drama behind the action, and that is Kill All Immortals.
Yeah, perfectly described. I think for me personally, I love action. So like everyone knows I don't like a lot of reading, but you take the action and you give such a good story behind it. Like it's so juicy. Like, like there's so much that like, I don't know. It's awesome. So
thank you. Well, yeah, and this is my first action series. I mean, I've written a lot of different kind of genres. Everything's usually tied into sci-fi or genre in some way, but I've done like Westerns and, Prison Breaks and all sorts of different things. But this was my first, like, okay, let's have a hero that kicks ass and let's do like an action series. I don't, what's funny is I fell in love with so many great action series when I was getting into comics, things like Fear Agent, and I would consider like Deadly Class, and which are both Remender, but Why the Last Man, I think, is kind of an action adventure. I have to think off the top of my head, but like it was such a staple to me as just I always was reading action and I had never written it, so it was fun to do it here. But I wanted to also bring, I love characters that are really torn between their identity, that find themselves up against a world they can't control, and we wanted to do something kind of that felt a little timely and a little modern. So to do an action story that feels very today. So
yeah, and then you did it. I mean, the development
thank you.
between the characters and stuff too, like the conversations, like I don't know, like I take it back to even just the first one, and we can, I guess, talk about it now, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's not like the conversation.
Spoiler alert!
Yes.
Alert! If you haven't read the first one, you don't want it. But yeah,
It's either the first or the second. But she's talking to Thor, and she's just having that intimate like conversation where they're like, "You don't want to do this, like you don't," and it's like you could kind of see, like even just in the drawing, like the eyes, like they're just like there's some background there, and like
yeah,
I don't know,
yeah.
you feel every scene.
Well, the funny thing is, I mean, you've got immortals fighting, and so you know that they're not going to die. You know that someone's going to win the fight of the moment, and they're thrilling fights, but we know that there has to be more at stake. And so kind of what's at stake is Frey is trying to get through to her brother. She's trying to get through to her father. She's trying to put her worldview on them, that maybe their predisposition to barbaric, violent tendencies and murder and all these things, and just being power hungry, maybe there's a better way, maybe there's a different way. And so yeah, it was a lot of fun to kind of write as she's fighting her brothers, that sort of struggle. The irony is she's trying to convince them not to be so Viking-esque, and yet she's becoming more and more Viking-esque as she combats them. And so it's this kind of, she's facing this struggle that she can't win. She can't gain her independence and her freedom and change her family. If she wants the agency to change her family, it requires her to change herself in a way that she doesn't want to. And so she has to choose between her identity and her family's future. And there's no easy way there. So you get these, yeah, very, very, I think that's why I think HBO Succession is kind of a good comp, because we are trying to really have some rich characters drama where you don't know which way it's going to go. And it's like, oh damn, but then it's mixed with John Wick action. So
yeah. Oh, definitely best way to describe that.
Yeah.
So again, spoiler warning, but
yeah,
we did get to read number 1 of part 2.
Yes.
Which, again, mild spoiler warning, but the way part 1 ended really kind of was like a opening moment of like, oh, okay, I kind of see now that this is broader. So can you tell viewers what can they expect from part 2? Again,
Sure.
knowing that they should have read part 1 by now.
Well, I'll preface that by saying we did try to do this in a way where you could come into this second season, this new arc, so to speak, and if you hadn't read the first one, but you're not sure, you want to give it a try, the first issue here is meant to be kind of a jumping on point. I think you could probably dive right in and get enough of what's going on that you can go, oh, I enjoyed that. Okay, I want to invest and read more. I want to go back and find out what the first arc was. So we did try to make it, newish and a good jumping on point. But it does come back, and it absolutely picks off where the first season left off, the first arc left off. And the first Kill All Immortals 1 is very much about Frey facing her family. I mean, the antagonist in that story is her father, and she's going up against her father and her family in that institution. And the second arc is we just explode the world, and there's so much more going on in the world of immortals and how they came to be immortal. And there is other immortals that are a dire threat to them right out of the get-go. And so we pretty much drop Frey and her family right into the fire. And there have been circumstances at the end of the first arc, and we're not sure if they are mortal or immortal yet. And so their very power hangs in the balance, and yet they're fractured as a family. And by Frey's doing, Frey thinks she's saving them, and she's ended up freeing them, but in their freedom they're fractured, and so they find themselves thrown into war against a very old threat. And it's awesome, and we had so much fun just like diving right in. And I think there's like probably half the first issue is just killer fights, and yeah, but it's, you know, it's immortality as a metaphor for business and modern billionaire class, and it's just really fun to watch her family have to face that larger world.
Yeah, I didn't know where you were gonna go with the first one, like how it ended. I was like, okay, she did it, like done, right? Like mission accomplished.
Yeah,
And then I was like, boom, this, and I'm honored to even get this issue ahead of time. So
I
I
think
hope
you guys
everyone
are the
goes.
first. You're the
Yeah,
first to read
I love
the new issue of Kill All Immortals 2. So yes,
I hope
nice.
everyone goes out there and gets it when it does come out, because it just boom, literally action, ready to go, and new arc, new season. Like it just throws you right in, like you said, just throws you right into it. And now we're
But
running
them
with
not
this,
knowing is so clever.
yeah,
Like you have this safety blanket your whole existence, and then you don't know if you have it anymore. You just don't know. So it's like they have to be smart, and you already kind of showed like how they are being smart,
Yeah,
and how it makes sense they don't know because they're just not going to risk it, which makes sense. But no, so clever. I love it.
yeah. Yeah. It's almost like in this story, the first arc is the beginning. Like that's the catalyst that sets them out in now this really powerful way, and especially for Frey, because she thinks that she's free. She thinks that she's able to go back to being an ordinary person, and now she's being pulled in to an even larger conflict. And then at the end of the first issue, uh, of this first issue, there's a whole nother kind of somewhat cliffhanger. You realize how tenuous their survival is going to be, and who they're going to have to rely on. And so, yeah, it feels even more like this arc has even more depth for her as a character, which is really fun to write. So, yeah.
yeah. And I feel like I don't know, it's a not scary. I don't know what the right word is, but it's just there's a lot more at risk, more on the table, right? For
Yeah.
her
Oh,
to
yeah.
lose now. You know,
Yeah.
it's different when you're fighting your own family. Yeah. Now
Right.
it's like, whoa, who are these people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And the antagonists, we had so much fun designing these other immortals and designing this new threat. And it feels, I mean, I'm glad to hear that it feels scary, because it's supposed to feel scarier. It's supposed to feel even worse than what they've been up against before. And how are they going to possibly survive this? I mean, that makes for the best action. I mean, we're definitely also hoping to attract people who are reading Erica Slaughter, or who have fallen in love with these types of action heroes, who you come back to again and again. And so kind of, Frey is our attempt to, you keep challenging her, and you keep giving her insurmountable odds, and then you want to see how, not will she overcome it, but how will she overcome it? What will she lose in the process, and what will need to be sacrificed, and how will it change her? And so you're attached to that character story. That makes the richest action stories, I think.
Yeah. No, 100%. I'm connected. So like I'm here for it. I'm while we're talking about it, while I read that one, now I'm like, all right, what's season 3 gonna be about? You know, or like the third arc, you know, like I'm like ready to like let's keep it going.
And we're all saying season because the way you format and script, all of it feels like TV or film.
Oh,
Like
100%.
like when you read it, like when I've told people about it, it's like, oh, what movie is that? It's like,
Yeah.
not yet. Not yet.
It's funny. This is my third true ongoing comic series. I mean, my very first 2 series, Eclipse and Port of Earth, were ongoing. I was brand new to comics. I was still trying to learn the format, how to write in panels, how to write cliffhangers. I was still feeling it all out. And so the concept of how to go from one arc to another, I was trying to still wrap my head around it back then. To me, there's this kind of, you don't know if your series is going to be successful enough to go. Like when we took on Kill All Immortals, we had a feeling, we were very hopeful and optimistic that it could be an ongoing series, but you don't know. So it's got to be designed in a way that could be fulfilling enough to stand on its own. And for me, what clicked was, oh, it's like television. It's like a season of television. You do the season, so it stands alone. It raises all these crazy dramatic questions. You see it all resolved, but there's the opportunity for this group or this world to face a whole nother set. So I say season only because it just feels like such a natural way to experience it. And we're coming out a year later, or half a year later with the actually no, the Kill All Immortals, the first one came out a year ago. We just dropped the trade this spring, so it comes out a year later. So it kind of, and I think that's my thinking for if we were to keep going with this, it would have a similar sort of format and design of feeling like a new season. So I can't help but say that just because it's I feel like it's a very natural way for comics to do arcs.
Yeah. No, I think just like I said, opening this one up too is like, damn, we're just getting right into it. So,
yeah.
So speaking of how I guess the last one ended, this one started, can we expect to learn more in regard to the origin of Idun, or for the lack of better words, the other tree?
Yeah, there's this, but so where did their immortality come from? And they're Vikings, so they, in the first arc, think that their immortality came from the goddess of immortality, but there's much more to that story. And if you haven't read it, I won't spoil the very out of left field sort of surprise to all of that. But it is absolutely there. But our intention for that mystery is to really drip that out. That in the same hope that we're hoping to have have this go a little further. That is literally just a drip bit more, every time. And so for us, I think for me, it's more an emphasis on, but you get a little bit more information about where the immortality came from, but you're also getting a little more information about the world of immortals. So the world expands, the mythology expands for sure, but not in a way that's like, we see everything, we see the big picture. We want to keep some cards to play later. So yeah.
All right.
I want season 3, season 4. I want those to be juicy too. So we can't put it all on the table yet. Yeah.
I like it.
So Zach, how much of the sequel did you have mapped out when you finished part 1?
We like a little, but there was a lot. I knew who the central antagonists would be, and I knew how the first arc was going to end. And so in that way, I kind of knew, okay, this is going to have to be about this family dealing with the choices they've made, and how they move forward. And it's really about Frey and where does she fit in this family, and how does she regard this family? She spends the whole first arc trying to get away from the family. Now she's being thrown back into it. So I knew kind of the themes and the character story, but in terms of the nuts and bolts of the plot, as a writer, once I knew I was going to come at it for a whole, another arc, I had to sit down and map out, the plot of it all, and how's it all going to, turn and evolve. And that's fun, but it's often tricky. But I like to do that all at once, so that by the time Fico gets going and starts drawing it, he has the whole picture at hand, so he can understand the whole story and where we're going. So yeah, it was a mix. It was kind of just enough I had, but obviously I had to fill in all the gaps and the details as I went.
I was gonna say, if you can't remember, it's totally fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess it's a simple question, but will there be more blood in this one?
What did you guys think after the first issue? How did it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of red.
Yes.
I felt like everything was like red. Like it was just.
I almost want to like compare, like just I don't know how you would do it, but to compare. Yeah.
I think we did. We just told Fico and Diago just make the whole thing red. It's just all red. Yeah, I think it is. I I think it is more. I think there are more action and more fights and more blood. I mean, there's more characters fighting too. There's I think a lot of the fights back in the first arc were usually 1-to-1. I'll tell you right now, we took on more group fights or more multiple characters in a fight, so it's not all 1-to-1, which just lends itself to even more violence. So and in the best of ways. So yeah, yeah. There's more.
I'm surprised this isn't like polybagged or anything. You know what I mean? No, I don't know. It's not.
I know that's the new trend, huh?
Yeah. Is this going to be polybagged when it comes out?
No, it's not.
Jesus, you're just going to open it and just see all of that right away.
18 plus
I hope
violence.
watch your 6-year-olds when they come to the comic book shop. Yeah.
Mommy, I want this one.
What's happening to these people? It's funny, I've talked about this before, but like we had to figure out the right amount of gore and the right amount of violence and the right color for blood and like all of that. Like, where are we going? Are we invincible level violence? Like, where are we in the tone and all this? And so,
are you invincible level?
No,
like,
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Yeah,
really?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think
it's pretty aggressive.
It is yeah, but it's not like Invincible will show you like a fist through the face and teeth are coming out the other side.
Okay,
like,
all right,
but ratio of violence might be topped.
Yeah,
I don't know about the level of the level of grotesque is we don't have that level of gore to this as much, I don't think. But there's a lot of fighting and a lot of violence. There's a lot of shooting and stabbing and blood spraying. So for sure, it's meant to be enjoyed by someone who can tolerate that level of aggressiveness. Yes.
Need the rate of bloodshed per panel.
Yes. There's a scale somewhere for all of that.
I gotta go to the book after this. Like, just go back because I don't.
Yeah, look at compare.
I don't think I remember a page that didn't have blood on it. Now thinking about it, like I think there was something on every single page. But we'll go back. Yeah. We'll look at it. We'll review it again.
I want at the end of the year they do all those comics lists. I want the list of most violent books of the year. See where Kill All Immortals ranks.
Yeah, I'm with it.
New Eisner Award category.
It's my only chance.
There you go. All right, so I was just thinking before we switch gears a little bit here. I was just thinking though, it would be cool to read this first and then part 1 as if it was a prequel.
I'm curious to see.
Yeah, right? Like it would actually work really well. Just the way it picks up, you would 100%. Want to know history, and then
that was exactly my hope. My hope was that like it's done in a way where you learn everything that's going on, but you don't know the why. So what's missing in the picking up this one is maybe why there's tension, maybe why these things happen, maybe what was the nuance of what was said in the past. But you get that, you get who Frey and her family is, you get where they are, and you get that there's a threat, and you get what's happening, and like you understand that. But yeah, exactly right. It's like a prequel or backstory to where it got with us. So yeah, I'm sure there will be people who do that. I mean, we had a ton of people who were trade waiters, and I've heard a ton of shops say that this is really hit as it continued. So I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if there are a ton of people who are now just even still now coming on to the series. So I'm excited to hear what they say in terms of those who pick it up on Arc 2 and go back.
That's a really good point. I feel like people are really going to be picking up this trade now, like right after this.
Yeah,
like, they're going to pick up number 1 and be like, "Yo, wait,"
and go back.
What did I miss? Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, that's our hope and expectation too. Yeah.
Wow. All right. So another Dark Horse book. But let's switch over to Masterminds. If you could give the synopsis, you let us read this early too. Equally as impressed. The Vikings. I have a soft spot for the Vikings. Maybe it's because the facial hair is better than mine, but
not much.
But this is competing for one of my favorite books here. So tell the viewers Masterminds number 1.
Yes, Masterminds is about a secret and elite Mastermind Circle, which is a sort of secret society that helps its members get ahead by any means possible. And it's about a young game designer programmer who has ambitions of getting ahead and dares to audition and join this group. And it's very much a David Fincher-esque sort of thriller, who's controlling who, and it's very much about how success has been gamified in our society, and it's just a real taut thriller. And yeah, and it's drawn by Stephen Thompson, Thiago Roca, and lettered by Hassan again.
Yeah, I fucking love you. I don't know. I told you off camera, Zach. And I'll say it here for everyone. I love everything that you've done so far and into the future, because I know you're just going to keep coming out with just banger after banger. But this was different for me just because of, I don't know, just.
What did it scratch? What was the
Do you want to join a secret society?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think I want to be in a secret society. No, I don't know. Just like I'm a big fan of Black Mirror. I'm a big fan of just growing up video games like that. Like this is like touches both those things, and it's just like and then the artwork. Jesus.
The artwork's crazy. Yeah. Should we talk about that for a second? Stephen Thompson is god level detail, and the world building is just nuts. Yeah. And then Thiago Roca, so good. He's the same colorist on Kill All Immortals. And I came in and I told him I want this book to look like Fincher, and he went and studied Fincher films, and he came back and like the style of his color work in this. It's just so gritty and noir, and like it finds the right moments to be desaturated and faded. And then there's other moments where it pops with almost like electric red or neon, or just like, feels very, and very ominous, at every turn. So, yeah. And then Hassan is just, an Eisner winning letter, just the when the Mastermind Society speaks, the way he does that lettering, it's all just great. It just makes for just such an edgy book. So yeah, really excited for people to check this one out.
Yeah, I'm excited to just go through the levels with these
yeah there's a game playing to it too. There's like we marketed it almost a little meta, like, are you smart enough to join? But there's a series of puzzles and challenges and riddles and things through the book. So there's this kind of inherent, like, as you're reading it, you probably will find yourself pausing for just a moment to go, wait a minute, can I solve this puzzle? Can I get through this? Or at least what would I do in this situation? And so, yeah, we tried to bring that kind of relationship to games and game playing into the storytelling and the comic reading experience just a little bit. It's not a choose your own adventure by any means, but it's just a little more immersive than just an ordinary comic. Yeah.
I couldn't solve the first one. I couldn't.
Were you close? Not at all.
No. Nope.
Yeah, I don't want to say any spoilers, but I kind of was like thinking of like who he should contact ish. But past that, I had no clue. Not at all.
No, me neither. Can you tease what kind of journey Edward is gonna go on, mentally, physically, emotionally?
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to join this secret society, and he ends up partnering with another individual that he works with. But I think that, it's a very there's so many layers to this journey. First off, he's trying to see if he's smart enough to outwit this game. It's very Squid Games in that regard. They're putting him through a series of challenges. Is he smart enough to do it? But then there's this whole, what's really going on behind the scenes and under the surface? Who is the Masterminds? Who is this society? What are they up to? And there's a whole nother mystery and facet to that. And it very quickly turns, in addition to this sort of Squid Games audition that he's going on for the night and trying to solve these puzzles, it becomes a morality tale of how far is he willing to go. Well, who can you trust sort of thriller. And I think that there's just a lot of mysteries that peel off as the series gets going. So, I mean, it's really a lot to juggle, but it's for me as a writer, not for you guys, but it's really a lot of fun to, I think, try to guess the answers to all of these kinds of questions that start to pop up. And ultimately, you know, will he be able to join the Masterminds? And does he even want to? And what's really going on here? There's definitely more under the surface of the first issue. So I'm really excited for readers to check out the first issue. It kind of sets the stage. And then I think the second issue really kind of makes you go, oh, wow, there's a whole lot more going on here. So it's a 5-issue miniseries. So it's really fast. You know, it's just a fast-paced thriller for sure.
But you do these so well, these little mini series, like, and it just leaves you wanting more, which is like screwed up, because it's like, wait, that's it? You're not gonna do another one? Like that's all you're gonna give me on this? It's like, yep, yeah, you're gonna enjoy that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
this and I'll tell you, Masterminds is absolutely a mini series. That there's not going to be a second season or a second arc of this one. So enjoy it, dive right in, and yes. But I think I had, you know, I have something to say with each one of these, and definitely with Masterminds, it's this feeling that, I mean, I think we've all always felt that like something in our society and it has like the idea of work hard and be smart and be a good person and you're supposed to get ahead. Things like the American dream, like these things don't seem to be aligning with where we are in the world nowadays. But on top of all that, just in the past 5 or 10 years, this sort of gamification of success where it seems to just be it's just kind of gone mad. I don't know how to describe it. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. It feels like everyone is like collecting followers to get ahead. You know, you'll have people, they'll say, well, we can't give you this contract or this job unless you have this many followers or this or that. And you know, or sometimes thinking outside the box is a bad thing. You know, sometimes being the most fun person on the team is the most important thing. And it feels like the things that you're told will matter in order to get ahead in life does not the case. So that's why people love this kind of fantasy of a secret society that sees you and opens all the doors, because we kind of feel like that's what's going on in real life too, right? That's how people are getting ahead as well. It's this nepotistic just series of relationships or you know, secret groups. And so I just, it's just a lot of things that I have been feeling in our, and you know, trying to channel it all in this really, you know, this thriller. So yeah, it's it's a fun exploration of all that.
Well said.
So you touched on it just now. I mean, Masterminds includes a secret organization, right? But
yeah,
what drew you to that kind of story? Like, is there something that you were like, yo, this is like bothering me? Like, I gotta get this off my chest. Like,
yeah, I think it's the game. I think that's it. Just it. It's this feeling that getting ahead of life is a game. That's all a game. You know, I mean, people post their job, your job stuff, and they're using like AI to search for results on your resume. You know, and so like you just plug in those. You have to search what are the keywords to plug into my resume so that the AI will put me at the top. What is that? That's crazy. That makes absolutely no sense. How are you going to find the best person? But they've gamified the experience of submitting a resume. And I feel like it's that at every turn. Like people are using AI in interviews, and this is not about AI, but it's just about like the concept of an interview should be that you meet and like you explore whether the job's right for you and you express who you are and they either respond or not, but it's turned into a game. And there's all these influencers and systems about how to beat the game of an interview or how to not. And it feels like there's that whole world. And then it feels like there's all these people that just fall upwards and you're like, how did that person get in? Like, are they in a secret society? Like, what is going on here? Or, so it just felt like the concept that I had about success and getting ahead in the big picture of life seems to just have completely transformed into a video game. And so I that was kind of the, well, what if that was kind of the germination of this idea, and playing the game to get ahead. And if you could play the Secret Society's game, you get to be at the top. You get to have all your doors unlocked. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would do it or not, but that it's an interesting aspect of life to explore.
How far would you go?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I can make the puzzles and solve the puzzles, but I don't know. I'm a Midwestern guy who grew up in like Spielbergian like cornfield times, and so I don't know that I'd be cutthroat enough or diabolical enough to go as far as the game goes. So I think I would not make it too far. How about you guys? How far would you all go?
I'll take everybody down.
I believe that.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not.
That's why you love this so much. You're secretly you're a secret mastermind. That's what it is.
Where are my glasses?
And it's deeper than the mountains.
You guys are ready to play this game. No. All right. So let's talk about it, right? So Masterminds just got picked up by Netflix. That's right. While we've been on here, sure. Netflix decided, they called you and they said, hey, you know what? Masterminds, we want it. It's going to be on our thing. Fan cast Edward for us. Who plays Ed?
Yeah, he's the main character. It's tricky because he's in his 20s, and I feel like they always grab those 20-something actors from left field, and I never know where they're always new. They're always like, oh, this guy. I feel like in real life, this would be someone's career-breaking opportunity or someone that's coming up. But like, it would be like a young Jake Gyllenhaal, I think, or a young Ed Norton. Or I think nowadays there's a Paul Mescal. Is that his name? He's a newer actor. I think he was on SNL, and he's been in some things, and he's got. But yeah, it's definitely someone that like looks like they should fit in, but then has like a desperation about them that like they can't. So I think that like Jake Gyllenhaal, he plays that sort of like looks like he should, but then he's got that sort of like desperate energy. So it'd be someone like that, but I don't know that, I don't know that it's not like a Tom Holland. It's not like a Timothy Chalamet.
I was like Tom Holland, but that would not because I think it should be Tom Holland, but because every studio, every young thing, like, oh, we gotta put Tom Holland in there.
Yeah, you gotta put Tom Holland. No, I feel like it'd be someone younger who's coming up and who's been in a couple smaller things. But I feel like it's someone, or it's like a Rami Malek, right, from Mr. Robot.
Ooh, oh, I like that.
Someone.
I like him.
The next Rami Malek. It's someone who's the next version of that younger, desperate, energetics, and edgy sort of kind of qualities to them. So, yeah, we'll see.
I was thinking like a Robert Pattinson kind of
a younger. He pulls off edgy and desperate a little bit. Yeah.
Because Edward in this book is really, again, not to like, I don't want to touch on anything too much, but like his personality, the way he kind of. Like you really got emotion coming out of him, like really well, like the way he shows a vast amount of different emotions and then walks into certain situations and just like, oh, okay, got it. And then other situations where most people will be screaming and flipping out. And he's just like, no, I get what's going on here. Like like able to pull himself out of the situation and think about it. It's very interesting.
It's almost a mixture of a superpower and a weakness. He's a very cerebral character, and he's very good at solving problems and defeating games and seeing 10 moves ahead, but it makes him a little bit emotionally removed. And so yeah, that's a fun and dangerous character to follow, because you're kind of like, you're falling right into this game. Are you seeing everything? Are you feeling everything? And so it's fun to, but he's a very interesting character. I like writing these kinds of characters. I think he's similar in some ways to Ben in mindset. This is kind of a adjacent story wise in terms of, that was another sort of modern neo-noir thriller about a young man, who's seeking ambition, but they're different in many ways, but I think they're both kind of edgy, cerebral characters. So I like writing that kind of character.
Did it again. You did it again, and then you did it like 30 more times. You just keep doing it. It's really really strong first issue. Like really strong first issue.
Thank you.
All right, so let's do a little bit of a fun one. Would you rather be a member of Masterminds or be an Immortal Viking? You have to pick one. You just have to.
What are you guys picking? What are you guys picking between joining Masterminds or being an Immortal Viking?
All right. Well, I didn't know you were going to turn it on us that quickly.
Yeah, I'll answer. I'll get my answer. Let's do a round of it all.
I think I go Viking.
Yeah. Surprising, since you're a secret mastermind. All right.
Yeah, I play to be a good mastermind, but I think my puzzles would be just like confusing, and like it wouldn't. If they'd like solve it too quickly, I'd be like, wow, it took me days to solve that one. How did you like? What do you mean? It's you wrote the answer on the other side. I'm like, oh,
I'm sure there's plenty of different roles within the mastermind.
Yes,
you don't have to be the puzzle maker. Okay,
definitely not the puzzle maker. Definitely, maybe I'll be like the guy that cleans up like afterwards. Like, oh, you didn't solve it. Let me
clean up all this blood. Yeah.
Do I get the stature of the Viking though, or am I just like me?
Same size.
Yeah, we're just us.
Yeah.
That's tough.
You're immortal and you're a Viking, and I guess do you get to be a billionaire?
If it comes with the money.
But Masterminds kind of comes with unlimited. If you're in Masterminds, you both have a tremendous amount of wealth and power in both groups.
Just like if I'm gonna be stuck alive,
I'd like it to be a secret.
You want Masterminds?
Yeah, I want it to be a secret.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Like I'm in a secret thing.
Oh, okay.
And I'll probably even go deeper and be like a mastermind within the mastermind within the mastermind and be deeper. So it's even more of a secret.
Layers.
Leadership level mastermind. Like it.
Yeah, but you don't know.
See, I can see Kyle being a mastermind because he likes being like in control of everything. He has OCD.
What? That's not true at all.
I can see you like being like really good at creating things. Yeah. I can see myself doing that.
I have to lean that way. I don't want to be immortal, I don't think.
I think for me, I'm gonna go with Masterminds because I think they're both powerful groups. You're rich in both, and both require you probably to do very unscrupulous things. But I think that if you drink the Kool-Aid from one or the other, the Immortal Vikings kind of says, we're barbaric and it's okay to just do whatever we want and kill people and be ruthless because we're Vikings. And Masterminds kind of says, hey, you know what? Life's a game. Everyone's playing the game and don't feel bad. It's just a game. And Masterminds almost lies about the inherent immorality of whatever they might be doing. So I think that if I have to drink the Kool-Aid, I'd rather be in the one where I can sleep at night versus the Immortal Vikings. So I'm going to go with Masterminds. They're more devious.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
So Dimitri, see, you would get me and Pierre to do the dirty work. So you really wouldn't be, have dirty hands or anything.
Well, I get to do whatever I want and it's a secret. What can go wrong?
Well, there you go.
Just really wants a secret.
Oh, true.
It's a good point. Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. Pick it up. We're gonna move on with something that really touched home. That I really didn't think was going to like really affect me the way it did emotionally, but like,
yeah, did you cry?
God damn. I didn't cry, but like there was something happening.
There's
like,
something in your eye, some black hole dust.
Dark Empty Void. We got the final issue a couple months ago. I guess we're being told already we're not getting a sequel, so we know that.
Damn.
But just this little, was it 5 issues, 6 issues?
It was 5 issues. 5 issues, yeah.
It was just a beautiful, romantic, scary, like just it hit every level of just this. It was perfect. It was fucking perfect. And I gotta like give you kudos because it was just fucking beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Beautiful story. I can't wait for that. That needs to get picked up. So I even said that to Kyle. It needs to be picked up and be made a movie. But at the same token, it is so good in the medium it's in already that I can't see them taking it and making it any better. And I don't even want them to. Like I'd rather them just take it. And I'm sorry because that like I know you want it to get picked up probably, but like I'd rather it just stay exactly where it is and just maybe a hardcover. A nice hardcover, and I just put it on my shelf. Like
hardcover's great. Yeah,
the art fits so well, and it's just every angle of the black hole is somehow better than the one before.
Chris Sheehan is a great artist, and they really capture the claustrophobic sort of feeling here, and the great character stories. And then Francisco Segala is just a superstar. He's also doing colors on New Gods. And the way he brings the black hole to life with these colors it's just absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'm very happy with the way the art turned out in Dark Empty Void.
And it's such a cool premise too, but like it wasn't even like, okay, so I got in, it's cool adventure going through this black hole. Awesome, right? Just the top layer of it. And then everything underneath it, just like the relationship building, that's what your two main characters are going through. And I'm sorry, I don't remember the names right now, but you know what I mean? It was just like
Joy and Coulson. Yeah.
That relationship, what they were going through before going to the black hole and going through it and on the way out.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. She was a great character to write. And she's really messed up. She's a messed up heroine. She's really just at rock bottom when we meet her. She's a psychology professor. She's really got no business being involved in a scientist losing control of a black hole, and she's called in to kind of save the world, so to speak, and solve this mystery. And she's so fun to write because she's sarcastic and angry about everything, and she just tells it like it is, and but she's got a lot of heart, and she's a great heroine. And then she's freaked out. She's scared to death of all this stuff. You know, she thinks it's all going to end horribly. And it's so I feel like that's so different because I feel like most of the time the protagonists are so sure that everything's going to be okay. So it's so interesting to me to do a horror story and have the protagonist think it's really not going to be okay. Because what are we supposed to think? So yeah, she was really so cool to write. And yeah, it's a lot of emotion. I came up with that idea during the pandemic, and it's really very much about should we be hopeful or cynical about life. And I don't have the answers, but yeah,
masterfully done. Like,
thank you.
It was a master class of how to do a book and make me feel things. That's not I'm not supposed to feel things. I don't feel things in these books, man.
Am I your joy, Pierre? Am I your joy?
Yes. And even like the lady, whatever her name was in the
Art.
Yeah.
Art. Yeah. So the premise, if people are not familiar with it, it's scientists lose control of a black hole, the microscopic black hole, and crazy things start coming out. This whole cosmic maelstrom and creatures and everything. But most surprising of all is a human being, a teenage girl, comes out of the black hole, and we have no understanding or clue why this has happened. And her name is Art, and she's, got a very strong personality. And yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Pick it up. So we're gonna go into a little fun stuff. How was San Diego Comic-Con?
It was good. Why is there a secret aspect of it?
No.
Oh, yeah,
No,
it was good. I've been so many times, so it feels
Is
like
it just work now?
It's same old. I didn't see anything that surprised me. You know, got to see a few friends, got to sign a few books. You know, it feels a little lighter this year, but I think that the industry is going through some ebbs and flows. But you know, it's kind of nice lighter sometimes. Sometimes that helps to give the focus to more comics and comic creators. And so, yes, San Diego was good. Yeah, I'm on my way to Rose City in a few weeks, which is in Portland. That's one of my favorites. So
any
yeah.
chance you're going to be at New York Comic Con?
To be determined. I'm waiting to see if that'll play out. So we'll see.
Come Thursday, because that's the only day I'm going to be able to go there.
If I come, I will come Thursday.
But
we'll see. Yeah. But I'll be on the. I guess if you're on the East Coast, you'll miss me. But I'll be on the West Coast here, pushing Kill All Immortals and Masterminds. So.
Yeah, we haven't ventured that way yet for cons at least. So we're just forcing you.
If I don't make it to New York, I've got some other things that might be going on that I might have to miss this year. But if I don't make it, I usually do. That's Dan Crary saying Rose City Comic Con, and Dan is. I
love you, Dan.
Yeah, Dan's great.
Hi.
No,
so
Dan from Vault Comics.
Hi.
Yeah, I do C2E2. I like C2E2 a lot. So, but you guys don't make it that far.
No, I'd like to do that.
I almost always do New York Comic Con. If I don't happen to do it this year, I was initially planning on it. Just got to wait and see. But yeah, if I don't make it this year, I'll be back next year for sure.
Making me sad. I don't like the uncertainty. It's like tradition to see you every year now.
Are there any other projects or releases yet coming out?
No, I mean, Dark Empty Void is coming out in trade paperback in September. So if you want to, read a cool sci-fi horror thing and maybe cry a little like Pierre did, then I would definitely pick that up. And then Masterminds is coming out prior to that in August, and then Kill All Immortals it comes back in October. So that's pretty much for me my fall of this year. I don't think there's anything else that will be hitting. So,
or that you can tell us.
Yes, it's possible I might get an announcement in by the end of the year, but I feel like all the new stuff will probably announce the beginning of next year. And to be honest, I kind of prefer that. I feel like better to end the year with all this stuff and come into the new year and announce everything that's coming out next year. So I think that's probably what'll end up happening. Everyone, I don't know. I check out a little bit in the holidays. I feel like everyone kind of checks out in the holidays. So yeah.
I really want you on a Marvel or DC book, but at the same token,
I don't want to take you away from.
Right.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Like your own creative books have been so good, but then I want you to take one of our beloved characters and put your just stamp on it. That's what
it's gotta be an Elseworld, because you need full freedom. Otherwise, it's silly. You have
that is freedom. For sure. I really am not interested in doing it if I'm not going to be brought in for my point of view and my voice and what I do. So and I've heard some creators come in and they get that carte blanche. They're like, we want you. What character do you want? Or we think you'd be brilliant on this. Let's go. They give that creator the freedom to do something, and that character that usually is where creators shine, and you get just huge, massive hits. And if that's it, sign me up. But you don't always hear that one. So
who would you want to do if you were to pick one?
I'm kind of done surmising, and I feel like there's the truth is there's so many moving parts to the world of Marvel or the world of DC. It's almost daunting, I feel, for me to kind of sit here and try to go, I'd like to do this character, despite the fact that the next 12 to 15 months of this character have been completely mapped out and I have no clue where they're going. Because the truth is, if I got put on a superhero book today, if they called me and said, let's go, the earliest that's going to be coming out is 9 months, if not a year. And they already have so many things in the pipeline and everything is shrouded in mystery. So as a creator, it's so confusing for me to even, say what I like the universe of Green Lanterns, or I like the universe of Batman, or like, I don't, I like Doctor Strange, but it's so abstract. It's such an abstract exercise in futility. And so, I would much rather, and I look at like, there are some new voices in comics like Dennis Camp, who does such cool stuff. And, Martian Manhunter, it's like such an interesting take, so, and I fell in love way back when with Tom King's Mr. Miracle, and he's made a career out of doing new interpretations on characters we love. So I feel like you can't just come in and know where you'd want to go. You need Marvel or DC or the editors to come in and help you find that path. So, I'm certainly not opposed to it, but until that path becomes perfectly clear, I'm having a great time making my own stories, and I have a bunch more, headed for next year, and just having a great time with this.
I love it. Where can people follow you for the updates?
I'm on social media, Zack Caps, on all platforms, and on my website, Zack Kaplan. You guys can find me around Los Angeles for signings, or I'll be at Rose City. Will be my next con. And one more thing, I realized that when we were talking about Kill All Immortals, I did not say enough amazing things about Fico Ossio, and I talked about Diago, but Fico is having a moment, and he's doing some really cool stuff at DC, which I'm not sure has been unveiled, and it's not my announcements to make, but he's just such an amazing action creator, and so I think that one of the reasons this book truly works is because he just paints such an incredible picture of immortal Vikings fighting and kicking ass, and it's so impressive. And I think if you read the first arc, or you saw snippets of it or whatever, the second, the new stuff that he's doing is just so much better. He is on fire as a comic artist, and I'm so excited for everyone to see the action and the energy that he's bringing. And then with Thiago on colors, it's just absolutely stunning. So one of the best looking action books of the fall for sure. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, no, definitely can't agree more.
Thank you.
Give us a final plug. FOC release dates, any important things you want to
share?
Yeah,
Mastermind is already been FOC, but it's not too late to tell your comic book shop that you want to read it. They can still get issues on the stand or in your subscription box. So that comes out in just a couple weeks, around I think August 27th, the first issue, a Dark Horse series, and then after that, Dark Empty Void will be out as a trade paperback. Mad Cave series September 26th, I want to say, and that'll also be in bookstores everywhere, comic shops, bookstores. And then Kill All Immortals returns with the new season, new #1, October 1st. Got incredible covers by the same guy who did the entire A series of the first arc, Oliver Barrett. And then we've got an incredible set of covers, one by Matt Taylor, one by John Jang. And then finally, Tula Lote, who just won the Eisner, does our most exclusive cover. So if you want any of those special covers on any of those books, definitely tell your comic book shop. The FOC It's the end of August here. What is it? It's like August 20th or something. 25th. That's right. So you've got a couple weeks, but definitely if you want to read Kill All Immortals, tell your comic book shop. I'm absolutely convinced it's going to sell out. The first Kill All Immortals sold out. We did a huge reprinting, and comic book shops are hurting right now. It's not a great time with the Diamond bankruptcy and everything that's been going on in comics. And so it is very unlikely that they're going to order a ton of any book that you want, not just Kill All Immortals or Masterminds, just any book right now. If you walk into your comic book shop and you're just expecting to pick it up on the shelf, it's very possible it will not be there. So pre-ordering has never been more important in terms of just getting it in your hands, getting the right cover you want. So definitely call your shop and pre-order Kill All Immortals.
Yeah, very important. 1000%, because I've been up and it seems like those piles are definitely a lot smaller than they used to be. So it's pre-order.
Yeah, pre-order.
Well, that's it for this episode, guys. I've got to say, Kill All Immortals 2 and Masterminds are both outstanding. We highly recommend checking them both out. Big thanks to Zack Kaplan for joining us once again.
Thanks, guys.
And we will see you next time. Peace out.